Hey guys, and welcome back to Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. In this part, we are finishing up the Riverside Station, and also there's random Goombas in this area for some reason. I never understood this. There's just three random Goombas in this room, and you kill them all to open up the blocks, and like they're early game enemies, and I don't get what the whole point of it is. Like, why Goombas? Uh, Whatever. You beat them all, you hit the blocks the amount of times that their number says, and then you open up some stairs. And then you can finish the game. Or finish the area. Whatever. You know what I'm talking
Well,
about.
you also need to do it to finish the game, yes.
Yeah. I wasn't wrong.
Well, as I'm watching Mario go through these areas, these gritty alleyway kind of train station areas, it occurs to me that if it weren't for the fact that this was a Paper Mario game with, the patently goofy and stylized paper aesthetic thing going on that makes it impossible to see it as edgy, this entire story could have been Mario's equivalent of just Shadow the Hedgehog.
um,
It could have been, but because it's Paper Mario, it dodges that bullet and somehow manages to work.
Where's that damn fourth crystal star?
you already have it, Mario.
Oh,
It's after 6, you dumbass. Yeah, one thing I do like about this game is that there are very dark elements in this game, like severely dark elements in this game. There are a lot in the main story, but especially in the Trouble Center missions, there are some very dark elements of the game. But there's never a time where it's too far off from some comic relief, and also the way that the game, again, the visual style of the game is very bright. So it.
and we brought this up 3 times already, but there was a fucking toad-shaped chocolate in the Japanese version of the game.
Yeah, there's never been, I don't think, since there's ever been a Mario game that's taken as many risks as Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door has, which is a shame.
Yeah.
So the question is, do you think Nintendo felt they took too many risks?
I don't think so, because Thousand Year Door was a pretty resounding success. It got critical reviews. It sold pretty damn well. I mean, for a GameCube game, obviously, I think it sold like hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now, but I know I know it's a player's choice title, so it definitely broke 1,000,000 copies. So it should be
Oh God! I'm so cynical about player's choice and greatest hits type things because at some point publishers just decide to start using that label to make it look like a game sold better than it did, so that it will actually sell copies.
that I'm this might just be me and my biases, but I always thought that Nintendo was pretty good about it because almost
Well, I don't
yeah,
know
it
much
sold,
about Nintendo.
okay, oh yeah. Okay, so it's global sales. This is VG charts, so grain of salt, obviously, but the game did sell pretty well. It over 2 million total.
Is that worldwide or?
Yeah, worldwide. The interesting thing is, now that I'm looking at it, is that it sold 1.5 million units in North America, but only 500,000 units in Japan. I think that might be part of it, but there's really no reason for it because everybody loved this game. Is probably one of the most fan loved games out of all the Mario spin-offs. I think this is usually one of the ones that people tend to talk about the most. So I'm not sure.
409,000 units in Japan.
Yeah.
And 1.23 million in North America.
Okay. Where did you get those numbers from?
U.S. Platinum Video Game Chart from the Magic Box.
That number difference sounds big, but you gotta remember that Japan is just kind of a smaller country.
Oh yeah. Actually, you know what? I take it back that a game doesn't take the other games haven't taken as many risks. You want to know what it is? It probably wasn't Thousand Year Door. It was Super Paper Mario. Probably because Super Paper Mario didn't just take gameplay risks. It also had a darker story than Thousand Year Door did. Now that I think about it, and reaction to Super Paper Mario was a lot more mixed. And around the time that they started making other games, like after, it was around that time that New Super Mario Brothers ended up being the best-selling Mario game in years, and things like that. So I think it's more. I think you can't just blame Super Paper Mario, but I do think that
was when they started to stop taking
They
risks.
recoiled,
Yeah.
but I think they recoiled too fiercely,
Yeah.
considering what Sticker Star did.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
they've been too stuck in the Mushroom Kingdom. I think is the big thing, especially
Well,
for spin-off games.
You know, the stuck in the Mushroom Kingdom is one thing, but well, when it just comes down to it, like during the Wii generation in particular, things started to focus on being more by the numbers, with the exception of Mario Galaxy.
It's kind of weird. There was like kind of a sharp change halfway through, because the first half of the Wii games, I would say, did try to be relatively different, like more GameCube-y, in that they
Not
took more.
yeah.
It's
I would say not as experimental as GameCube, because I think it goes without saying the GameCube was Nintendo's most experimental phase ever.
yeah. But there was kind of like a sharp shift. I generally kind of attribute it to the launch of New Super Mario Brothers Wii. Is I think the turning point, because that's one of the highest best-selling Mario games ever, and I
Well,
think
you could say that was the point at which Nintendo realized, hey, if we, stick to the basics of our classic formulas, we'll inevitably sell better because people will be less wary of buying the games. Well, yeah.
I think what they took it as is that, hey, the old stuff still sells. Let's just keep doing it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a shame, because just because the this kind of stuff didn't sell as well, that doesn't mean that it's not as good. It's just it's not.
Now, granted, I'm the kind of person that doesn't need innovation.
No,
Every single fucking title.
no.
But I do understand how that could be a detracting point.
Well,
for
it's
people.
not necessarily a matter of innovation, because to be like let's talk about movies for a second, which I know is not not the best comparison, but not every good movie completely reshapes the wheel. It's just a fun movie to watch. But with that said, you can only watch the same type of movie so many. Never mind. This analogy sucks. Forget I said it.
Yeah,
Basically,
it's such a terrifying analogy that everyone on screen is terrified of you right now.
Make him stop. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Oh wait, no, it's the horde of monsters outside the train car.
yeah, we freed these by going into the train station. For the record.
Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we need to defeat the Smorg. They're trying to assimilate the train.
Yeah. Actually, you're very accurate there. But just to wrap up what I was saying, I don't need every game to like control differently or whatever. Like but there needs to be something definable about it that makes it different from its predecessor. I guess
It's kind of like the Assassin's Creed series when I think about it, because like for a lot of players right now, Assassin's Creed has become too samey, and in a lot of cases, I hear them talk about Black Flag as if it's such a special game compared to the other ones that have come out, when the only real thing that Black Flag did was to expand on the naval combat from 3. But it stands out because of that, because it compared to the other Assassin's Creed games that have come out in recent years, it has more of an identity of its own.
Yeah, so not every game has to be a special snowflake, but they should have something. There should be a reason why you could play Mario U over Mario New Super Mario Brothers Wii, I guess is the thing. I guess maybe that's not.
Yeah, if they're both fun, they're both fun.
Yeah, but I liked New Super Mario Brothers U, but there wasn't really anything to it other than it being in HD either. So, yeah. So anyway, this asshole, he stole all of the people in the train, and now he got to kick his ass. This boss isn't really all that bad, all things considered. It's not really too difficult. It's actually it's pretty. The only thing about it is that it has a pretty decent amount of HP, and it can do a good amount of damage. But it's not really that hard to deal with because it doesn't have any gimmick about it that makes it difficult to deal with on its own, I guess is the thing. And if you get rid of all of its arms, you can attack the middle without it doing any damage to you. So that's it's easy to get a lot of damage in on it without taking a lot of risks on your own. So I think that's what makes it one of the easier ones. So yeah. Also, this boss just comes out of nowhere and is never explained ever again. So there's also that. It's just like, okay, so what do we have for the boss of the train chapter?
The Borg.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, except they're called the Smorg, and they look nothing like the Borg. Okay,
Genius,
so
give
what
that
do
man
they
a
look
promotion.
like?
So yeah, you can.
Oh.
Yeah, so the arms are pretty easy to get rid of. Like the phase where it's like has 3 of them out there. You can use I had a shooting star on me, but you could also use Earth Tremor, because that also does 6 damage to every item on screen. Oh, and I'm taking advantage of powering up the Yoshi here because he can do an obnoxious amount of damage if you give him enough strength up. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this boss is just kind of weird, all things considered. Did I? No, I did. Yeah, he doesn't actually have that much HP. He's got 50, which is less than Cortez had, because he had 60 total. So, honestly, I think he's one of the easier bosses in the game. So he does kind of like smack you though. That hurt.
Wow, he's a boss that knows how to use the attack command.
Make him stop.
He does end up getting different forms as you do more damage to him. Like, he doesn't always have all of his he doesn't always just have the the 3 tentacles form. He does get a different one that ends up looking like a claw later on.
Yeah.
I forget
The pincher form.
Yeah, the pincher form. I can't remember how much damage you have to get to him before he uses that, or if he just switches it up randomly. But yeah. Oh yeah, we also got an upgrade to our boots, which I completely forgot to talk about. But yeah.
You can sort of spring yourself up into the air and do a dragoon jump.
Yeah.
It's the second time you beat the tentacles.
Okay. All right.
When they rejuvenate, he'll take the form of the pincher.
Okay, yeah. But the field ability for the spring boots, it allows you to like jump onto pipes. It works fine, but I always have a bit of trouble with depth perception in those areas, because I can never tell when Mario's exactly underneath it a lot of the time. So there's that.
Yeah, and it went to its next form right as it had 1 HP left. God damn.
Yeah, if I had been better about my my action command, I would have killed him before he even did it. So yeah.
His attack is 10 when in pincher form.
Yeah, it does do a lot. The thing is that it's just easy to deal with. So like it's not too hard to block, I guess is the big thing. And 10 HP, like I think the pincher also has like 10 HP or 8 HP, I forget. But when you kill it, he just goes back to his like glowy pulsating form, which is really easy to deal with. Oh! And then he explodes.
For some reason, that makes me wince more than a regular hammer attack when Mario just decides to throw the fucking thing at you.
Oh, and look at this. The curse doubled my star points after a boss fight.
Table for Hamana?
I gained 62 star points from that boss
Wow,
battle.
that's almost a level up in itself. Goddamn.
Yeah, that has never happened for me before.
Curse was useful.
Curse was indeed useful.
Useful.
That has never
You
happened.
just need to get a shiny and a commentary.
Like that's gonna happen, dude.
Hey, how many generations do we have left?
Well, he's not doing
you
Gen 3
gave
or
Emerald
4.
to Jason.
Yeah, and Amanda's doing Gen 4.
So you got Gen 5, Gen 6,
And Hard Gold, Soul Silver.
and Hard Gold, Soul Silver. Yeah, we do count those. So.
Oh, yeah, but when, dude, like
It's gonna happen, Ted.
in
You
a
just gotta make
commentary,
sure you gotta.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Hey, I didn't think I was gonna run into that shiny Rattata when I was recording review footage.
Well,
So
it was also a Rattata, so...
it's a shiny's a shiny.
Did you use the Rattata in your playthrough?
No,
Oh, my point
Oh,
stands.
but I
that's
found
like
one.
that's like asking if
You also
you
couldn't
use
keep it either.
foil cards in a trading card game. That's not the point. The point is they're shiny.
Ooh, pretty.